They overwhelm students, teachers, parents with a lot of platforms, especially now there's a lot of online platforms available. But what we need to do is not let the technology drive our pedagogy as educators. We need the pedagogical needs should drive the selection of technology, and that's what schools need to concentrate on. A lot of schools worldwide lacked a lot of resources, especially in the developing countries, in terms of masks, sanitizers, room for social distancing. This is one of the main reasons that sometimes it's difficult to reopen these schools or opt for hybrid learning. Hybrid, which is the blended learning between remote and face-to-face. Around 27% of the countries fully or partially closed. This is updated by September 2021. Schools face difficulties in measuring the learning outcomes due to either authenticity, lagging of the internet, for example, or reasons of the digital literacy of the parents and the students. The challenges that faced our teachers is that it turns out that almost around 70% of our teachers have just used the online resources, that they've never used it before. So it was really a shock and a complete change of how they are used to teaching, and that showed there was a lack of training in terms of the online teaching strategies or the platforms or the availability of these pre-COVID. Other things that the teachers have challenged with is what it works face-to-face in terms of pedagogies and strategies that doesn't it's gonna work in online platforms. Especially not all countries are comfortable with opening the camera or even a possibility there to open a camera, since sometimes the household will have many kids that are in school, so opening the cameras and the mic all the time will create a lot of noise for the whole classroom. So that was like one of the issues that teachers have faced, and they were not trained or knew how to deal with these. So sometimes they came up with new pedagogical concepts that we really need to start, thinking and writing these down. Teachers' well-being. Some of the teachers did suffer from anxieties, stress, which affected their well-being due to a lot of reasons, between the extra load due to recording lessons, responding to email, SMS, and every time you have to be online all the time, providing feedback, attending meeting. So instead of having 8 hours working time, now they had 10 or 12, and they had their kids inside their homes trying to learn as well. So that affected the well-being of teachers. As for parents, they now needed to be more involved in their student or their kids learning. They need to know more what's going on, what's happening, and some of them lack the digital literacy to help their kids. Some parents lacked, they did not have the good knowledge or the skill needed to help their children in math, science, history, or even the IT, the computer science or whatever. And this required greater support from parents, which for low income or even middle income parents who are juggling between working and helping their kids, that took a huge toll on these parents and on their well-being. As for students, they are the most ones who were affected by this pandemic. A lot of them had to rely on whatever they have at home, between phones, tablets, devices. Some of the kids had one laptop for everybody in the class, so sometimes they would rotate who's gonna work on this laptop, who's gonna listen to this lesson, who's gonna do the homework now or do this assignment. So that took a lot of it needed a lot of management between the parents, teachers, and the kids, between the siblings.